This is not good. It's not good. And I think a lot of Red Wings fans, upon first glance, might not really acknowledge how not good this is. I know, very great way to start out a video here, Lego, getting into the semantics and all that, but still, this is not a good thing. In fact, you could say this is a terrible thing for the Detroit Red Wings, because earlier this morning they posted this update on Andrew Copp. Andrew Copp underwent successful surgery today to repair his left pec tendon. He will miss the remainder of the 2024-2025 season with an expected recovery time of 4 to 6 months. So, Copp, surgery at the end of February, 4 to 6 months takes him until January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So, June, July, August, maybe early September-ish if he's really unlucky. He's out till the summer, pretty much. So this takes Copp out for the rest of the regular season, the rest of the playoffs. He won't have an extended period of time to practice in the offseason as well. Let's go out there and Google this left pectoral tendon. Can we do that here? Right. That is what I think it is. So, left pectoral tendon, major strain. This, of course, is not necessarily ideal. It's a pretty big area on the body. I'm not going to say that I'm a doctor and I'm going to diagnose Andrew Copp with anything here, but this seems to be what he ended up taking out in that hit. So obviously this is not ideal for the player. We wish a speedy recovery. We hope that Andrew Copp is able to recover properly. However, some of these replies, I mean, yeah, big blow. Buyers? Are the Red Wings going to be buyers now? They just freed up $4-something million in cap space by trading away Ville Husso yesterday. Are the Wings going to be buyers? That's a conversation here. It's good to see, though, just a lot of positive energy heading over to this guy's way. I mean, aside from this caught me off guard. What the hell? Stack nanos, buddy. Have some sympathy there, baby. But, oh man, he'll be back in time for the playoffs? No, he won't be. You're stone cold Steve Yzerman, bro. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. I wanted to head over to the R Detroit Red Wings subreddit to just read some perspectives as to how this is really going to affect the team. Because while it's true, Andrew Copp gets clowned on for his contract, there certainly are more valuable things that he brings than meets the eye. And I think a lot of these comments go out there and address that, so we're going to dive into what the folks on the sub here have to say. So they went out there and posted the same thing. Andrew Copp underwent successful surgery. But if you scroll down over here, all because DeBrincat laid a clean hit on Brock Faber. So dumb. We're gonna learn how valuable he was in the lineup now, I fear. He's been one of our best players since the coaching change. People have been too blinded by what others say about his contract to realize that. He's always done stuff that doesn't show up on the highlight reels, but wins games. Face-offs, board battles, defensive play, compete level. Andrew Copp brings it all. He will be missed in ways that directly impact the win-loss column, even though he doesn't light the lamp very often. I keep seeing this narrative that he doesn't score, but he's tied on the team for 5th in goals. And that just kind of proves how bad the rest of the team is, in my opinion. He's also basically tied in points with Comfer and Tarasenko, two other players we all believe are underperforming. Being 5th in goals is nice, but not great, especially when being 5th in goals should mean you're around 160th in goals, but he is between 204th and 234th league-wide. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is the first time I've ever seen the 200-plus ranking in overall goals throughout the NHL label being tossed out there in player analysis, but it is going to show just where Andrew Copp's development has been in terms of production this season. We can look at the numbers and stuff a little bit later. I wanted to dive into more of these comments here first. You're right. His play under Derek Lalonde wasn't great at times, but at least defensively he was sound. Since Todd McClellan took over, he has been noticeably better than JT Compher, and he had seized the number 2 center job. This is a big blow to the team. You can tell he didn't like the role he was being asked to play with Derek Lalonde, both in some of the things he said and just in overall demeanor. Copp has a serious case of RBF in general. Okay, we're talking about RBF now. Interesting. But I joked with my girlfriend that I had only seen him smile like 2 times the entire time he has been on the Red Wings. Then they switch coaches, and suddenly his whole being has lightened up. I think he's as hard on himself as anyone, and of course he'd love to put more pucks in, but fans have gone too hard on him. He's been very valuable. He set up a lot of good plays that have led to goals this season. Now, if you take a look at Andrew Copp and his overall... where is it? The point production. Yeah, so if we scroll down, take a look at this. 23 points in 56 games played, on pace for 33 points in 81 games, which is around the same as what he did last year. 33 points in 79 games. He's on pace for just a smaller amount of goals more, assuming he played the whole year. Of course, he's not going to. He's going to miss the remainder of the season. This will be his stat line for 2024-2025. But you can see a noticeable decline in points ever since his first season with Detroit, where he had 42 points in 82 games played. The best season he had was the season right before that, 21-22. 35 points in 56 games is pretty alright with Winnipeg, but he was over a point per game with the New York Rangers, and he was just under a point per game in the playoffs that year. You can see why New York valued this guy so highly, and they went after him. He just has the intangibles, he has the face-off winning ability, he has the puck-producing ability. He's just got a lot of good qualities to his game that you don't really see if you're just looking at these numbers over here. You can even see it with the minutes. I mean, 18 minutes per game, 17-minute games. Sure, he had 10 in the game against Minnesota, but that's because he got hit. He's a very valuable middle to top 6 ad. And sure, while he's not a top 6 caliber player, there are times on the wings where he kind of gets a few more minutes than some of the other guys in the top 6. And that just goes to show you the ice time and the development, what exactly it is that the Red Wings have fostered on the ice and how Andrew Copp is a part of that. Todd McLellan has been using this guy in a very good spot. And everybody likes to dog in the contract, $5.625 million a year till 2027 for a guy who's 30 right now. It's not the most ideal profile, but still, there's a valuable enough skill set in this player to justify keeping him on your team. 5.625, yeah, that's probably a little much. I'd say Copp is roughly around the $3.5 million range if you want to talk about just point production. Talk about everything else that he brings, maybe he's a $4.2 million player. But he was a free agent. He was signed out of that class. Stevie Y did give the bag to a middle 6, two-way defensively minded center who can produce some points. And even though that has been some sort of a pattern that we have noticed over the past little while here, especially when you think about the guys that the Wings are drafting, this is still a really big blow. Terrible news for the Red Wings. They need a center now. If we head over to the Red Wings and their line combinations, JT Compher, second line center with Joe Veleno and Tyler Mott over there on the third and fourth lines. Is there room for another guy to come in here? Is Marco Kasper going to get moved to second line C to just kind of move everything back in place? I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what this piece of news means for Detroit, and how do you feel about the hit itself. Obviously, this is not what you want to see ever. The guy's out 4 to 6 months until the summer, and I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? I hope you enjoyed this video. 99, and bye.